But first, for days, we've been asking our elected officials and law enforcement for answers to a question that's on every driver's mind. What is being done about all the highway shootings in Memphis?
That's the question on every driver's mind. Damn. Blackistan is a strange place, man. I thought they was going to say something like, why are there so many potholes? Or when is the construction going to be done on this section of the road? Why is traffic so heavy at this time of day? Why there's so many speed cameras? Like stuff like that. But in the Sun Belt, people have a different they have a different set of issues. Drivers have a different set of issues. Yikes, man. It ain't nobody gonna say nothing about this. That this the way we gotta live. All of us. Because of a certain section of our community. These the questions we got.
For days, we've been asking our elected officials and law enforcement for answers to a question that's on every driver's mind. What is being done about all the highway shootings in Memphis?
Tonight, we're finally getting some answers after another person was shot at, I should say, just last night. More now from Local 24 News reporter Caitlin McCarthy.
70 times. 70 times. That's how many times someone has been shot or shot at on a Memphis highway this year. But finding out what's being done about it means someone accepts they have that responsibility.
Now this city isn't like Chicago or New York with millions and millions and millions of people, man. This 70, that should be their total for the whole last 20 years. Are you kidding me? 70 times someone's been shot at on the highway and it's June? I mean, it's July now. Are you kidding me? And this one little, I mean, they got a basketball team and whatnot, but I mean, it's not this huge, it's not Houston. It's Atlanta, like, God, what is, and this is the Stand, Jack, but, whew.
70 times. 70 times. That's how many times someone has been shot or shot at on a Memphis highway this year. But finding out what's being done about it means someone accepts they have that responsibility. Tuesday evening, another highway shooting. This time Interstate 40 just west of Sycamore View. The victim, who didn't feel comfortable sharing her experience on camera, told police an unknown suspect in a white BMW SUV rolled down their front passenger window and fired 2 shots at her car. Her driver's side window shattered.
So she can't get on the news because, you know, she's afraid. That's a story unto itself any other time. If these were glacier gliders shooting at people and people were scared, some people were scared to get on the news and talk because they scared the glacier glider who shot at them might come do something to them. Oh my God, this would be the biggest story in the country. They pulling up on women randomly. Boom, boom. That was the biggest mistake we could have ever made in American history, was emboldening these thugs for an entire year with this George Floyd nonsense. That was the worst thing. A lot of people think George Floyd was a crackhead or fentanyl head or just some old type, straggler type dude. But George was young. George was a hustler. He was a robber. He was a jack boy. He was a rapper. He was an adult film star. George was just like any of these dudes you see on IG with all the money and, the money and money phones and whatnot, all that stuff, and the chains, and he was just from our generation, the 90s and the 2000s. But he was a stone cold hot boy, a thug. Been to the pen twice for armed robbery. The penitentiary. He was, when you emboldened, and when you said, this is the guy, America, you messed up, boy. You said, that's the guy. He's the model. And nothing can happen to him, or we're going to burn everything down. Especially if a cop does it. But nobody better not do nothing to that guy. But if a cop does it, we definitely burning everything down. He's the protected one. You said that. Maybe you didn't mean it. Maybe you didn't mean it like that. But that was the way the message, and that happens. We've all said something to somebody, they took it the wrong way. We've all meant one thing, and people have took it the other way. Guys, you know that with girls. You be nice to a girl, you give her flowers, she takes that as, oh, I can walk all over this guy. Oh, I got me a sucker. I'm about to use him for this, and I'm going to get another guy to use for, pleasure. When I want to climb the walls at night, I'm going to call this other guy, but I'm going to use this guy right here giving me flowers and telling me all the nice things. I'm going to use him just to, prop me up when the other guy dogs me out. But that guy doesn't know that that's how that girl took it. Because that's how crazy life is.
Her driver's side window shattered. Today, Memphis police told me they'd like to team up with other law enforcement agencies with a massive presence, which has worked in past years, but it's a matter of resources.
Tennessee Highway Patrol, I think we would wish that they would help us more than what they do, but I think they're giving resources when they can.
Assistant Chief of Police Don Crow says as a big city, Memphis needs more of the 53 state troopers assigned to West Tennessee, despite the agency's latest operation aimed to address the need.
The Tennessee Highway Patrol does have an operation in place right now. It's Operation Guardian Angel, and they are patrolling in the Memphis area. But again, we would like to see that increased even more.
Tonight, we finally got an answer from Tennessee Governor Bill Lee's office on why he hasn't sent more troopers to Memphis, saying the state's budget included additional funding for improved training, pay raises, and a new class of 22 state troopers and 20 new TBI field agents. A portion of this new trooper class will be assigned to Shelby County after their training is complete.
Defund is dead. Everywhere you look, they're scratching and clawing to find money. They're doing everything they can to find every dollar they can. Even if it's just 20 extra, we'll take it. Can you get us 5 more cops? Defund is dead. I'm happy about that, but I still want to see people prosecuted. The people at the top of defund the police, especially politicians, prosecuted. Because they're complicit in murder, they're complicit in robbery, they're complicit in criminal activity. I'd like to see I'd like to see prosecutions. And I don't care if it's even 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I'd like to see a prosecutor come along with some guts and drag these people, these defund the police people, into a courtroom and prosecute them. Defund is dead.
Saying the state's budget included additional funding for improved training, pay raises, and a new class of 22 state troopers and 20 new TBI field agents. A portion of this new trooper class will be assigned to Shelby County after their training is complete. But there's one question the state still hasn't answered, despite our repeated requests. Until it can beef up its ranks, why not send more troopers to Memphis just for this summer to team up with Memphis Police and Shelby County Sheriff's deputies to clamp down like it did in 2019? But for that question, we still haven't gotten a response. Reporting in Northeast Memphis, Caitlin McCarthy, Local 24 News.
Tennessee's new permitless carry gun law is already causing issues, and it hasn't even been in effect for a full week yet.
Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis told City Council the new law will mean even more training and work for officers. In his point of view tonight, political analyst Otis Sanford says it's a disaster waiting to happen.
There should be no doubt that the job of a Memphis police officer has gotten a lot tougher. And you can thank 64 members of the Tennessee House, 23 members of the state Senate, and 1 followed the leader governor. As of last week, anyone in Tennessee who is 21 and over without a criminal record or other restrictions are allowed to openly carry a handgun in public without a permit.
In a place like Memphis, wow. And it's hard to say because the thugs run Memphis. They kill people. It's a very small portion of Memphis that's doing the killing. However, Memphis is the Sun Belt. It's Blackistan. And a lot of murders in the stand are the result of arguments, bumps, looks, slights. Very, very minor. Like we did the video a few weeks ago in Chicago, minor fender bender turned to 2 people being executed in front of 20 people. Many of the stories I do, very minor situations, and can turn very, very deadly for passers-by, bystanders, kids in houses that may be down the street, people on trains that may be passing by. So I'm concerned with this, man. I just think this is a terrible idea. They've already done it, enacted it. So we're going to probably be in Memphis a lot. So anybody, if you see some stories from Memphis, make sure you send them to me. You know the email, so send them to me. Because Tennessee is about to be in the news a lot.
As of last week, anyone in Tennessee who is 21 and over without a criminal record or other restrictions are allowed to openly carry a handgun in public without a permit. The new law is the first major league headache for new Memphis Police Chief Saralyn C.J. Davis. As she told the city council yesterday, the department is having to retrain its officers in how to respond to citizens they encounter carrying a weapon. All the old rules about checking for permits are out the window.
You heard that? Now they don't have to they can't check for a permit. Hey man, you brother, or you cracker, let me see your permit. Not everybody just gets to carry a gun. And hip-hop culture is huge in Memphis. Huge. Hip-hop, rap, whatever you want to call it. That ain't right. Hip-hop is, the Diggable Planets and Dead Presidents, man. The Talib Kweli. Not all of it's hip-hop. Jerk. Hip-hop culture is huge in Memphis. They got a lot of huge acts down there. Huge hip-hop stars down there in Memphis. Huge hip-hop scene. Very violent, but now you got all these kids riding around listening to hip-hop and sipping lean and smoking weed and toting guns openly. And it's going to be a thing where if you don't have a gun, the gun is going to be part of the outfit. The gun is going to be part of the outfit. It's going to be an accessory. This was a terrible idea. And I think I know why they did it. Because to give regular citizens a fighting chance. Because they're being slaughtered so much by such a small part of their population is slaughtering everybody. It gave the citizens a fighting chance. But you're just going to get more. I just think that the result of this is going to be more son men ended up in jail and ended up in the cemetery.
All the old rules about checking for permits are out the window. Plus, officers must be careful not to profile some people, particularly people of color who may be armed, while letting others go about their business with no questions asked. In Memphis, where shootings occur on a regular basis, the new open carry law is a disaster ready to happen. The fact that most Shelby County lawmakers voted against the legislation is of little consolation. So I suggest that two of them who voted yes, Republican House members Tom Leatherwood and Kevin Vaughn, schedule a meeting soon with the new police chief and explain to her why they voted to make her new job more difficult.
Now, we did a story on the Memphis Police Chief a few weeks ago, Saralyn Davis, CJ Davis. She gonna regret taking this job. I would quit if I was an officer. You mean in a city overrun with thugs and gangs, I could see some known gang members with guns, and I can't say nothing to them because I'm gonna be profiling. Known gang members just walking around the mall with guns. You can't say nothing because everybody get to carry guns. Ouch. And they're already dealing with all the shootings on the highway. Memphis is about to be a bloodbath. I feel sorry, man. It's almost guaranteed. There's nothing that can stop it. The cops are going to be in trouble. A lot of cops are going to get indicted. A lot of cops are going to get charged with racially profiling. I just don't see. I don't know what they were thinking. This is going to be bad. It's going to end up bad. This is going to end up bad. We're going to follow this situation.
A 7-year-old boy was shot and killed while watching fireworks at his grandmother's home in North Memphis. It's another young life taken too soon from senseless gun violence.
In his point of view tonight, political analyst Otis Sanford says until we decide as a community that enough is really enough, the body count will just keep on climbing.
His name is Kelby Shorty, and every Memphian should repeat it as many times as possible. He was just the latest child killed in senseless gun violence in Memphis. Kelby Shorty was just 7 years old. I don't know how many times I have used this commentary to decry the killing of innocent children by adults firing guns at will into homes, into cars, and into crowds gathered in the streets. They are too numerous to count.
Now, when I say, if I had $1, people roll their eyes. The pro-blacks call me a coon when I say, if I had $1 for every time I did a story on XYZ, if I had $1 for every time I did a story on every time this happened. But when you're like this guy, you're like me, and you do the news, or you're like Tara Molina in Chicago, this is the news.